Hi, I'm Stacy Maynard. This is part 2 of Introduction to LabQuest 2 Vernier Interface. Today we're going to go through how to set up the Wi-Fi, how to set up and turn on your internal connections, your sensors, and also how to add an external sensor. So I have my power turned on, and I'm going to pull out my stylus at the bottom and the back side. And the first thing for a Wi-Fi connection, I can click down here or over here. If I tap the bottom, you'll see that Wi-Fi, I can tap on or off. Right now it's on. When I tap on my settings button, I can tap on IDA Guest. It shows other options. And I tap OK. So here you'll see it's connecting. And I'll tap on our security, accept and continue. And now it's showing I have Wi-Fi connectivity. Using an iPad with an app, you can connect this screen wirelessly to your iPad window using the QR code, and that can be very convenient. So to go back home, I can either tap the home button here or back over here. And the next thing I'm going to show are connecting or turning on your internal sensors. So here you can see I have the internal sensors turned off. If I go back to sensor setup, and tap on temperature, and then click OK. To go to Fahrenheit, I change the units and tap on degrees Fahrenheit. Next, to set up the collection of data, I'm going to tap on data collection, and I'm going to set mine at time-based over a time of, rather than 180 seconds, I am going to have it set for maybe just 15 seconds. And we'll have 4 seconds per sample, and therefore we'll have 4 samples collected over the 15 seconds. So next, if I push play, 15 seconds will go by as it collects data. Eight seconds, 12 seconds, and that is the end. I now have run 1, and I can save that into the file cabinet. And now it's ready for run 2, for the students to collect a second sample. So there's 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 12, and I now have 2 runs. You'll see I have run 1 with my 4 sample collections and run 2. Now I can check out the data table, and over the period of time, run 1, 82.4, run 2, it was 82.6. So there's a little bit of variation between the 2 runs. You can change the title up at the top. So if I want to call this maybe a series of collections, and I want this to be series 2, instead of calling it run. Next, students can save their data by tapping on the file, save, and you can have them save it however you choose or what they choose to save it as. And then they can go back to the data screen where they could run another series of collecting samples. Last, I'm going to go through how to plug in an external sensor. Today I'm going to use the light sensor. That's something I use with first grade and third grade. So I take my sensor. Here is the tip for the light sensor. You can see right now there is nothing on the screen, so there are no sensors plugged in. I can confirm that by going to Sensors, Sensor Setup, and you'll see channel 1, channel 2, channel 3 have no sensors connected. And at the bottom, I have none of the internal sensors set up. So I'm going to just go to channel 1, plug in, and right now you can see immediately the readout for the number of lumens is showing up on the data screen. If I want to change the data collection, just like using the internal sensor, I can change the seconds per sample. I can change the samples to be collected. Right now it's at 201 over a period of 10 seconds. If I were to change one number, let's say I change this to 10, done. Now it's down to 101 samples. I could click OK. Over 10 seconds, push play, and it will collect a readout. Now if I change and maybe decrease or increase by moving the light sensor around, and students can go to the data table and you can see the time versus the number of lumens. And as it said, there'd be about 101 collections. Students can file, save, and by tapping up here, data, done, save, and then they can go back for another reading. With my first graders, I give them a scale between 0 to 450 or greater lumens, and they take a counting bear, and maybe they predict they can measure 250 lumens. So they put the bear down for their prediction, and then they move the wand around, and they observe that the closer they get to the light source, the brighter the lumens increase, and if they decrease, move away from the light source, like to my hand, the lumens decrease. With second grade, I have the same, third grade, I have the same scale, but then we add a claim and evidence to their discovery. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to follow my blog, you can go to www.nmblog.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. Thank you.